Okay, so chapter 22 is very unusual. So just keep in mind, we just had a chapter where Sethe is saying beloved is hers. Then we have another chapter where Denver is saying that beloved belongs to her. Now we're going to have two chapters by beloved. So beloved is the narrator. I am beloved and she is mine, meaning Sethe. And then we have a very unusual narration. Notice the spacing, and there's no punctuation. So we have just weird spaces in between phrases. This is a very abstract way of writing, and it's just this linking of images. I see her take flowers away from leaves. She puts them in a round basket. We can assume that this is talking about Sethe. I would help her, but the clouds are in the way. How can I say things that are pictures? I am not separate from her. There is no place where I stop. Her face is my own, and I want to be there in the place where her face is and to be looking at it too. A hot thing. This is going to come up again and again and again. Of course, my pen is about running out of ink. So to me, this makes me think that this is beloved when she was dead, looking down from heaven and seeing Sethe living her life and wanting to be with her. All of it is now. It is always now. There will never be a time when I am not crouching and watching others who are crouching too. An obvious place for a question mark. I am always crouching. The man on my face is dead. His face is not mine. His mouth smells sweet, but his eyes are locked. Who is this? Some who eat nasty themselves. I do not eat. The men without skin bring us their morning water to drink. So the men without skin will be mentioned several times in this chapter. We can infer that this is the white man. And just remember, we have had a lot of overlap between the actual story and connections to the legacy of slavery. That is what's happening in this chapter. All of this is references to being on a slave ship. This makes me think of Sethe's mother and how she came on the slave ship. That obviously would be beloved's grandmother. So it's this idea that our history is part of our identity. And so the fact that, Sethe's mother came on a slave ship, suffered through that terrible passage, that is the same suffering that Sethe and beloved in Denver carry within them. And so this is collective trauma that is being reinforced here. We also have a reference to somebody in the slave ship, a man with pretty white pointed teeth. He is dying. He is fighting hard to leave his body, which is a small bird trembling. There is no room to tremble, so he is not able to die. My own dead man is pulled away from my face. I miss his pretty white points. And so this is another image to the slave ship, how people were crammed in there together and people were dying. People were eating their own waste. People were being given pee to drink from the white men. I mean, it's just the most disgusting imagery, but it is absolutely true. Like, we know that these conditions were horrific, and that's what's being described here. And so all of this is beloved as if she is on the slave ship. So just read this thinking slave ship. I think that helps. Also, ancestors, inside the woman with my face is in the sea, a hot thing. Maybe this is Sethe's mother. Maybe they have the same face. Maybe it's Sethe, because even though Sethe is alive and was not literally on the slave ship, she has that collective trauma as part of her history too. So think about it as many ways as you like, honestly. I would encourage you to think about each of these paragraphs in as many ways as, like, whatever naturally occurs to you, you should write it down, because it is meant to be confusing and it's meant to make you think on that level. So just kind of follow it. Follow your own instincts on what some of these things might mean. We have references we're familiar with. The shining in her ears. Remember, those were the earrings. I am sure she saw me. I am looking at her see me. She empties out her eyes, crying. Maybe this is Sethe crying for the loss of beloved. I am there in the place where her face is and telling her the noisy clouds were in my way. She wants her earrings. She wants her round basket. I want her face, a hot thing. We'll talk about this at the end. I just want you to notice as you're reading how many times that comes up. Maybe this is the moment when school teacher comes. I mean, just think about all the things that have happened in this book. This is why it's so important to read this book, not to try and spark note it or anything, because these details keep reemerging. Then we're back to the slave ship again. The others do not know he is dead. I know his song is gone. Now I love his pretty little teeth instead. So the man she's talking about in the slave ship who died is somebody who sang, and she loved his music. Then we are back to a little bit more of present time. I cannot lose her again. This is something that that Denver thinks about too. Like, we can't have any more killing. We can't have any more scary people coming into the yard. We have a shift over here. I'm standing in the rain. Anytime you see someone in the rain or in the snow, think about a cleansing or a rebirth. People are being taken away. They're outside of the ship at this point. I am falling like the rain is. I watch him eat inside. I am crouching to keep from falling with the rain. I am going to be in pieces. He hurts me where I sleep. He puts his finger there. This to me sounds like abuse. So this implies that slaves were physically and sexually abused, which we know. So she's sort of embodying that trauma. There is no one to want me to say my name. Now this reminds me of when Beloved was with Paul D in the storehouse and kept telling him to say her name. So I think that is something to mark. There's a lot of blurring here. I mean, this is like, remember I've talked about this as a braided story. I mean, clearly there's a lot of just complete blurring going on between the present and the past and the selective or the collective trauma. Then we have a reference to what actually happened in the real story, where the diamonds are in the water where she is, and turtles in the night. I hear chewing and swallowing. We've had a scene where Denver and Beloved are in the clearing by the water, and she looks at the turtles. It's kind of a sexual awakening for her. I see her face, which is mine. It is the face that was going to smile at me in the place where we crouched. Now her face comes through the water, a hot thing. Her face is mine. She is not smiling. She is chewing and swallowing. I have to have my face. This is the desperate need to be with her mother. These phrases, I am looking for the join. I want to join. She whispers. I reach for her. She touches me. She knows I want to join. So she loves her mother. She wants to be with her mother. This makes me think of childbirth. This makes me think of, coming back together again after Beloved has been killed. She chews and swallows me. I am gone. Now I am her face. My own face has left me. I see me swim away, a hot thing. I see the bottoms of my feet. I am alone. I want to be the two of us. I want to join. This makes me think of the murder. I come out of blue water. This makes me think of rebirth. After the bottoms of my feet swim away from me, I come up. I need to find a place to be. The air is heavy. I am not dead. I am not dead, it says again. Sethe's is the face that left me. Sethe sees me, see her, and I see the smile, a hot thing. So you'll talk about the hot thing. To me, it means life compared to death. It means warm feelings or a rush of emotion and love, like a deep, deep longing. To me, it's life. So that, but again, just think about it. Think about it on your own. I'm going to move on to chapter 23 because it's Beloved again. I am beloved and she is mine. Now, notice we have punctuation. We don't have any more weird spaces. We have answers. So she starts to have clarity about what all of these thoughts have meant. She was about to smile at me when the men without skin came and took us up into the sunlight with the dead and shoved them into the sea. She was about to smile at me when school teacher came and she killed me. That's what makes me think of that. We go back to the legacy of slavery. So it's like in Beloved's death, she is dying like the people on the slave ship did. All I want to know is why did she go in the water in the place where we crouched? Why did she do that when she was just about to smile at me? Like, why am I in a slave ship? Why am I in a place where my people are crouching? 3 times I lost her. Once with the flowers because of the noisy clouds of smoke. Once when she went into the sea instead of smiling at me. Once under the bridge when I went in to join her. So these could be quiz questions. That's why I marked that. One of the 3 times that she lost her. Just keep that in mind. That's the kind of thing a teacher does. Then we shift to a conversation. And it's a hypothetical conversation between Beloved and Sethe. Why didn't you come from the other side? Or, yes, I was on the other side. You came back because of me? Yes. You remembering me? So this is like, I would think this is Sethe. Yes, I remember you. You never forgot me. Your face is mine. You could even mark who's speaking here if you wanted to. Do you forgive me? Will you stay? You're safe here now. Clearly this is Sethe. Where are the men without skin? That would be Beloved. So just sort of notice this is replaying the plot, basically, clarifying what are the things that happened. And then we get Denver. We played by the creek. I was there in the water. In the quiet time we played. And then remember, Denver had warned Beloved, don't love her too much. Watch out for her. She can give you dreams. Don't fall asleep when she braids your hair. Remember, Denver would dream that when she was asleep that, her mother would try to cut her head off. I watched the house. I watched the yard. We know Denver does this too. Daddy is coming for us. We know this is something Denver believes. Beloved, you are my sister. You are my daughter. You are my face. You are me. I have found you again. You have come back to me. You are my beloved. You are mine. Then it goes on. You are mine. You are mine. I have your milk. I have your smile. I will take care of you. You are my face. I am you. Why did you leave me? Who am you? Interesting. I will never leave you again. Don't ever leave me again. You will never leave me again. You went in the water. I drank your blood. I brought your milk. Remember, Denver drank her blood. Sethe brought her milk. You forgot to smile. I loved you. You hurt me. Beloved would say this. You came back to me. You left me. I waited for you. You are mine. You are mine. You are mine. So this is all 3 of them, Sethe, Denver, and Beloved. And it's kind of like the spirit and the human together, reliving what has happened and embracing each other. So just like how there was this immense clarity and sort of confession and a floodgate opening with all the deeper thoughts about what has happened because of this murder, just like we had in Sethe's chapter and in Denver's chapter. Now we have 2 chapters where Beloved, sort of the spirit of her and then the human of her, reconciling what has occurred.